South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your... We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
Big-time, nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos, with early Pick 4 pools of more than $175,000 on most nights, and a late Pick 4 pool of more than $150,000 on most nights. Plus, our Pick 6 pools have reached record figures in 2025, including a total pool of over $370,000 on June 15th, and record Pick 6 payouts. Big-time, nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. All righty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studio station at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in your gaming capital, and the South Point streaming network at YouTube, where you're watching us right now, hopefully. You might be running around town here. If you are, you're probably listening to us on the Race Day Las Vegas anchor radio station here in town, Sports Talk 1400 AM and 107.1 FM. Or maybe our websites, racedaylasvegas.com.vegas.world.global. How about your devices, your iPhone, Android, and Google phone? You can get your apps there. KSHP app will afford you listening through the radio station. And the YouTube app, of course, you can see and hear us on that app as well, on your devices and anywhere you get your podcasting. Simply put, however, wherever, whenever. Welcome to the Race Day Show for this almost Friday, Thursday, as we come to you from Las Vegas. Want to remind all of our racing fans out there that we know we're going to, we're getting through the summertime now. This is the last day of August. We're going to flip the calendar, last day of July, I should say, and we're going to flip the calendar, and it'll be August tomorrow. And as you know, people start jonesing when they get around August. They're winding up some of the vacations there. We're going to get to Labor Day weekend by the end of August. And, of course, then we get into the football season. And I got to tell you, the South Point is the place to be if you want to play football, okay? Tomorrow, they're going to open up betting on the games of the year in college football. So if you're a college football fan, if you're a fan of a certain college team, they're going to have the game of the year for that team there, okay? There's a whole sheet of games of the year in college football, and that sheet comes out tomorrow here at the South Point, and you can start betting away on that as well. And we all know that the demographics show that there are more race players that play sports and football than football players play horses. We got to change that too. But in any case, that's what's happening here tomorrow at the South Point. So make sure if you're in town, or go to the website, and there'll be more on that on Sports by the Book here from the studio a little bit later on today. Okay. But that's happening there. As far as horse racing is concerned, we got one big, as I say, handicapping division game of the day coming up on Saturday with the Whitney handicap, of course, with Fierceness and Sierra Leone going at it again for the fifth time. Wida Barrio, a Breeders' Cup Classic winner a couple of years ago, and Sierra Leone, the Classic winner last year. And even a useful handicap horse called Skippy Longstockings among the field in the Whitney. And that, of course, is going to be on Saturday at Saratoga. 4 Grade 1 races, 1 Grade 2 on the 5 stakes races at Saratoga. And, of course, Del Mar, it's going to feature a couple of stakes races on Saturday. It'll have a Grade 1 as well. So we'll be taking a look at that a little bit later. And on Sunday, Mountaineer Park is going to have they're going to have the West Virginia Derby and the West Virginia Governor's Handicap. Okay, that's at Mountaineer Park. And in the West Virginia Derby, we've got East Avenue and Chunk of Gold going up in that field. So that ought to be an interesting race, certainly. And the West Virginia Governor's Stakes will be headed up by Hit Show. So that'll be at Mountaineer Park, and that'll be on Sunday. Del Mar will have a couple of nice stakes races as well, and Saratoga will kick in with a Grade 2 and a Grade 3 on Sunday as well. So we got a lot of good stuff happening over the weekend. All I got to tell you is at Thistledown, they're having their problems over there, okay? They are now canceled through August the 4th because they keep finding rocks, and in some portions of the track, large rocks in the racetrack. And they got to get that straightened away before horses start breaking down again. So Thistledown has canceled racing at their racetrack through the 4th of August. Hopefully, by that time, the track crew will be able to get the rocks out of the racetrack. How they got there, I don't know. But in any case, that's the deal there. The track condition is the reason for the cancellations over there at Thistledown. Yesterday, at Goodwood, across the pond at Goodwood yesterday, they said the largest upset in the history of the Sussex Stakes, a very historic race. The Sussex Stakes at Goodwood. That's a Group 1. And the winner of that race gets a Breeders' Cup entry into the Breeders' Cup Mile. Well, in that race, the largest upset in the history of the race happened when 150 to 1 shot. 150 to 1. 1. Name of the horse is Kairat. Kairat wins a berth in the Breeders' Cup Mile in a huge upset at Goodwood over the pond yesterday. Wow, 150 to 1. A $300, you're sitting there, yeah, let me throw $2 on this horse. You get $302 back at least? Wow, really something. We knew this was going to happen, but Santa Anita's the first one to rename a stakes race for the coach, D. Wayne Lucas. The D. Wayne Lucas Stakes will replace the Santa Monica Stakes at Santa Anita. The D. Wayne Lucas has been, the Santa Monica has been renamed to the D. Wayne Lucas Stakes. And you knew that a stakes race for Christophe Clement was coming, and that happens at Gulfstream Park. The La Préviant at Gulfstream Park has now been renamed the Christophe Clement Stakes. So we have one named after D. Wayne Lucas and one named after Christophe Clement. And I think that's rightfully so. That's a good move there. Okay? And finally, the influencer. Now, that's a Gen Z deal, okay? You're looking at a Gen O. Old man. I'm a Gen O. I'm an old man. So I don't understand influencers. Maybe you do out there. But I know they're powerful in their influences, okay? So you remember that influencer that bought, I believe, a 2.5% share in Sandman during the Kentucky Derby, etc.? This kid, he got involved with that. Griffin Johnson is his name. 26-year-old kid. He's an influencer on social media, and he's got over 15 million followers. 15 million. He is going to address the Jockey Club Roundtable at Saratoga in an effort to help horse racing, to build up horse racing for Gen Z. This has got to be an interesting meeting. And I don't know anything about Gen Z, but I sure hope Mr. Griffin Johnson can light a candle somewhere and get it done out of those 15 million people that follow him. We'll see what happens. But he's going to talk to all of the big wigs in the annual roundtable of horse racing at Saratoga. This is really an influential meeting, that's for sure. It happens every year at Saratoga. So we'll wait and see if he can help the Gen Z out. I know that Gen Z helped out getting Sandman a ridiculous price at 9-2 in the Kentucky Derby, but Sandman didn't influence anybody. He ran off the board. So let's hope that we can just get remember, you can influence all the people you want, but if you introduce them to something and they get a bad feeling out of the first time they're introduced, they may not come back. And that has nothing to do with Gen A, B, C, or D, or Z, okay? That's just human nature. So we'll wait and see what happens there, okay? Let's take a look at the fastest buyer figures over the weekend. 5 horses got over 100 buyer figure last weekend in the races. La Mahina, I should say, winning the Glen Falls. You remember that. La Mahina got a 104 buyer. Nisos in winning the San Diego Handicap, and he was geared down in that race too. Nisos got 102 buyer. Lovesick Blues, that's the horse, remember, that came from last place to win the Bing Crosby and a big upset. Lovesick Blues got 105 buyer for winning the Bing Crosby at Del Mar. Smokin' Wicked, the Amsterdam winner, got a 101 buyer. And Sovereignty in winning the Jim Dandy got a 104 buyer. So out of all of the horses that got 100 buyer last week, 100 or more buyer last week, believe it or not, the big upsetter, Lovesick Blues, got the biggest, got 105. Sovereignty 104. La Mahina 104. Isos 102, and Smokin' Wicked 101. Some of the buyer figures from last week. All right, I think we've done enough. We got to let me take a look at what happened yesterday. Saratoga yesterday. By the way, Jonathan Hardoon tells us that it was raining at Saratoga today. You know, the weather there. It comes and goes, it comes and goes. Well, yesterday it wasn't raining, but today it rained. So here's the deal. They're all off the turf at Saratoga today. All of them are off the turf. When we get to the menu, I'll go through it. There's some distance changes, too, as well. But we'll get to that when we get to the racing menu. Yesterday at Saratoga, first race was a steeplechase race. That was won by Hidden Path, paying $8.20. And then the second race on the day, believe it or not, was the highest priced payoff. Horse paid $23.20 in the form of Racing Colors. Longest shot on the board in that race wins for Jamie Gomez. Okay? Third race, the winner there was Jose Ortiz, first win of the day, paying $5.70 for trainer Lindsay Schultz. Jose Ortiz came back right in the fourth race, with the winner there for Mark Cassie paying $3.50. Kendrick Carmouche and Linda Rice. That's starting to be a team now. You know, you have Liscano and Rice, and now Kendrick Carmouche and Rice. They're starting to get clicking together as well. They won the fifth race together, paying $18.80. Linda Rice, $18.80. Wow. All right, Irad checks in with his first win of the day, his only win of the day, as a matter of fact, in the sixth race on a 2-year-old filly on the turf, paying $7.30. This was a nice, solid win for this 2-year-old filly on the turf. Snowface Princess, the name, trained by Todd Pletcher. The seventh race winner, Kigali, Ricardo Santana aboard, paid $21.60. The second place finisher paid $6.70. It was a 9-to-1 shot to a 5-to-1 shot. Now, you know, we're watching the new edict that's been laid down with the CAWs. Now they're getting into the exotic pools. Well, you got a 9-to-1 to a 5-to-1 in a full field of 9 horses in that race. That dollar exacta came back $44. I know there was someone who put out a tweet on that, and we'll get to that when we get to Jonathan Hardoon. Thought it was a little bit light. I don't know. 9-to-1 to 5-to-1, dollar exact of $44 seems to be maybe a little light, but not drastically light. All right, then we got to the feature race, the Johnstone. Winner there was Mine Main Squeeze. Mine Main Squeeze squeezed out a win for Luis Saez and Mike Maker, paying $4.30, outrunning Tricky Temper and Sterling Silver. And the pick six yesterday at Saratoga paid $4,530.50 yesterday at Saratoga. All right, on today's show, we got Jonathan Hardoon with us. Of course, we got Rich Ang. We got, of course, John Lindo and Jerry J with their picks. And we're going to take a look, of course, at maybe a stakes race or two with Jonathan and your racing menu. That all happens right after this very first break. So when we come back. And don't forget, folks, to get on the chat box, if you will. They're chatting away right now on the Race Day page at YouTube. Just go there and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. It is free of charge. There's no charge for subscribing. But subscribing will allow you to get into the chat room and start chatting away with the chatters. They have a lot of fun there, too, and we enjoy it. We'll be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
Big-time, nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos, with early Pick 4 pools of more than $175,000 on most nights, and a late Pick 4 pool of more than $150,000 on most nights. Plus, our Pick 6 pools have reached record figures in 2025, including a total pool of over $370,000 on June 15th, and record Pick 6 payouts. Big-time, nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to take a look at the weather out there. Here in Las Vegas, it's 81 degrees right now. We're going to get up to 107, which is that borderline of really getting extreme heat. So you just stay hydrated out there if you're here in Las Vegas. Make sure the water, you always got some water by you. And it's beautiful out here, but it's going to be up to 107 today. As far as the rest of the nation is concerned, and you know, there's a lot of racetracks, as we warned you yesterday, and we're going to continue to do that as long as there's those big heat, excessive heat warnings in parts of the country, that the racetracks that we broadcast on this menu are the racetracks that are scheduled to run and at the post times that they're scheduled to run. However, there are a lot of racetracks out there that will adjust to the extreme heat and either delay post times a little bit later until it cools down later on in the evening, or completely cancel them if it becomes too unbearable. So keep that in mind when we give you the menu. We got the menu as it's scheduled to go today. Okay, no cancellations yet. 90 degrees in Miami, 85 in New York with a little rain going on there. Chicago 74, that's comfortable. Los Angeles 87 as we get started with another week of racing down there at the beach in Southern California, Del Mar, 87. And as I say, we're going to be topping out at 107. But as you know, the hottest place in the country is usually Phoenix, Arizona, and it is so today as well. 110. Going to be 110 in Phoenix, Arizona. Wow. Precipitation. Got a lot of action going on over Indiana, Ohio, and then making its way up through northern Pennsylvania, right in through New York, and all of that right up in there to Saratoga. So we know it's been raining there. But that's just about it as far as precipitation. So we'll get started with the racing menu today, reminding you, as we always do, that the first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone. If you're in it, no problem. If you're not, adjust to it. We don't want you to miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad, okay? Here we go. We begin with Colonial Downs. Colonial Downs has 9 races today. 6 of them are scheduled for the turf, 3 on the main track. And a first post time at Colonial Downs today is set at 9:30. 9:30 at Colonial Downs. Delaware Park has 9 races today. Delaware Park has a first post time of 9:30 as well. 9:30 at Delaware Park today for their 9-race card. Belterra Park. Belterra Park has 8 races. Belterra Park's first post time is set at 9:35. We go up to Saratoga. Good old Saratoga. First post time is 10:10 at Saratoga. Now, all I can say there is that Jonathan Hardoon tells us it's been raining there, so it's going to be an off track today at Saratoga. Here's the deal. The turf races are all off the turf, so here they are. First race, off the inner turf course at 1 mile and 16th, now rescheduled on the main track at 7 furlongs. Second race was scheduled on the Mellon turf course at 5.5 furlongs, now rescheduled on the main track, also at 5.5 furlongs. Then we move to the 5th race. 5th race was scheduled at 1 mile and 16th on the inner turf course, now transferred to the main track at 7 furlongs. 5th race, 7 furlongs on the main. Then we go to the 7th race. That race was scheduled at 5.5 furlongs on the Mellon turf course, now to the main track at the corresponding distance of 5.5 furlongs. And the 10th and final race was scheduled at 1 mile and 16th on the Mellon turf course, now rescheduled at 1 flat mile on the main track. Those are the changes for the turf courses. As far as the feature race is concerned, the $150,000 John Morrissey, that was always scheduled on the main track, still stays there at 7 furlongs for 3-year-olds and up with a field of 13 in it, and a first post time of 10:10. 10:10 first post today at Saratoga. okay, for their 10 race card. Horseshoe Indianapolis has a first post time of 9 races set at 11:10, 8 thoroughbred races, and the 9th and final race will be a quarter horse stakes race at 350 yards. Horseshoe Indianapolis, first post time 11:10. Woodbine, north of the border. Woodbine has a super high 5 jackpot carryover of $40,363. They have 8 races, and their first post time is at 12:10. 12:10 Woodbine. Hawthorne Racecourse has a first post time of 12:40 for their 9 race card. 12:40 at Hawthorne. Then we go down to good old Del Mar, where that turf meets the surf. Del Mar, first post. Yeah, let's hear it. There we go. My girl is there. Yeah, haven't heard that in a while. One of our chatters wanted to hear it. All right. Thank you, sweetheart. That's right. Del Mar, where the turf meets the surf. 2 o'clock, first post time at Del Mar. 8 races today. And it's clear, fast, and firm at Del Mar today. All right. Penn National has 7 races. Penn National's first post time with a super high 5 jackpot carryover of $6,350 is set at 245. 245 at Penn Nat for their 7 races. Evangeline Downs has 8 races. Their first post time is at 330. And Charlestown has 8 races today. They have a pick 6 jackpot carryover, $27,488. First post time at Charlestown is at 4 p.m. Prairie Meadows, that was not scheduled to race today, but they're making up some of the cancellations they had during the weather cancellations before. So they have a racing program today at Prairie Meadows with a first post time of 4 p.m. The first 4 races will be quarter horses, and 2 of those will be trials for 3-year-olds at 400 yards. Okay, and then 5th race through the 11th race will be thoroughbreds. So you got 4 quarter horses and 7 thoroughbreds. Prairie Meadows has 2 big carryovers today. Their super high 5 jackpot carryover is $58,220. Their pick 5 jackpot carryover, $204,775 today at Prairie Meadows with the first post time of 4 p.m. All right, that's your racing menu for this Thursday. Now we're going to go out to Jonathan Hardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine, my man. You mentioned to me there was a tweet, and I forgot who it was, but it's an influential person at that was talking about that exacta payoff yesterday about the the CAWs getting involved in that. You want to explain?
Yeah, that was Dave Portnoy, who everybody knows owns Barstool, so he's got millions of followers, and he found it. To be sure, I didn't honestly, Ralph. There are worse situations than that, but anybody that wants to talk about it, I'm absolutely fine with. So he's right. And it's only going to get worse. It's going to pop up, and it's going to become more and more prevalent. They're going to forget about the win odds dropping because they're closing at 2 minutes to post, but they're still involved in all the other pools, and they get to bet them till the end. So. It's not good. They only delayed the inevitable.
All right. Well, a couple of things about that race that Portnoy was talking about, and he is a very influential. By the way, when he started that thing out during COVID, he really did a lot to help people out that they didn't go under in that. So that guy deserves everything that's good for him. I can tell you that.
I agree with you, Ralph. There was an officer killed the other day in Manhattan, and he's donating all kinds of money. He does really good things.
Him and the. Go ahead. I was going to say that him and the sponsor that we have,
Tunnel to
Towers. Those 2 folks, if you're out there, you want to donate any at all to any, believe me, all the money doesn't go to guys sitting around in a desk somewhere. They go right to the people that you're donating it for. Guaranteed. Okay. Go ahead, John.
No, they're good charities, Ralph. They do a lot. And listen, a lot of people in his situation wouldn't do what he does and don't do what he does, and he does it.
Yeah.
So, and as far as the influencer from Sandman, he didn't buy a piece of the horse. They actually gifted him 2.5% or whatever, trying to get people to join.
Trying to influence him to influence people. I see how that works. Okay.
If you remember, he had like 3 million people betting Sandman in the Derby.
They had a bad taste in 3 million souvenir tickets, by the way. So, you know, and my generation usually calls that a bribe. but it's now called whatever. It's good stuff though. If you can get them to do, you know, even get those 15 million to pay attention to horse racing, it's a great deal. So I'm not knocking that at all. But as far as the, I guess Portnoy is a racing fan. He likes racing.
He owns horses.
Yeah.
He actually bought a house on the backside of the Oklahoma training track. So he goes in his backyard every morning and he gets to see the horses working.
Isn't that a beautiful
loves
thing?
Saratoga.
Yeah, beautiful thing. Anyhow, the winner paid $21.60. Now the winner, let me see. The morning line on the winner was 15-1. So that horse was bet down, paid $21.60. The second place finisher was morning lined at 8-1. He closed at 5-1 and had the services of Flavian Pratt aboard, so that might have had a little influence there. Talking about the word of the day influence. In any case, so that combination for $1 paid $44. It doesn't seem so outlandish. It's not like a red flag, but at the same time,
for $2 it would be a horrible payout for $2. But for $1, I think it was really like right around what I would have figured it to be. Maybe a few dollars more it should have paid, but that's not bad. You're going to see worse ones than that.
Well, what I'm saying is this: now people are so sensitive to watching the payoffs that some of the ones that kind of figured it would have happened anyhow are starting to be under scrutiny. And you want to know something? That's a good thing.
That's good. I agree, Ralph. We woke them up. I don't know whoever it was, but we certainly had some part to do with it. And people are paying attention, and that's all you want them to do. You want a fair shake for your $2 or whatever it is. Give the player a fair deal.
You know, like we got a lot of great stakes races coming up on the weekend at Saratoga. Obviously, the Whitney is the centerpiece there, and Ellis Park is going through the Kentucky Downs preview races. They got 4 of them on Saturday, 4 more on Sunday. And, of course, Del Mar is going to come up. Del Mar has a really nice little stakes race that's happening on Sunday. I think it's the Clement L. Hirsch, if I'm not mistaken. And that's always a prestigious race down there at Del Mar, the Clement L. Hirsch. And there's 7 in that, including, of course, Copion and Ritchie will go back at it in that race. But believe it or not, there is a race at Mountaineer Park that I would think that some people are going to be interested in. Of course, that's the West Virginia Derby. It is a Grade 3 race. It has a purse of $400,000. But East Avenue shows up there at 8-5 for Brendan Walsh. And Chunk of Gold, who won, the Iowa or Illinois, some Derby recently.
Ohio Derby ran second in the Ohio Derby. Ran second.
Yeah, ran second in the Ohio Derby. He's in the race as well. And so, and you've got Dick Dutrow sending in McAfee in that race. So it's going to be an interesting race, I think.
Yeah, they found a good spot, for horses that want to ship down there. They're getting $400,000. There are really no monsters in that race. And if you're like in, the second tier of 3-year-olds, I guess that's where you should be going. And good for them.
Yeah, no question about that. And then, like I said, the Clement L. Hirsch that's going to be on I believe that's on Saturday as well at Del Mar, as a matter of fact, the Clement L. Hirsch. It's going to, you got Mahina in that race, and you've got Ritchie in that race, and you've got Copion. So those 3 alone is going to make it a really kind of interesting race, the Clement L. Hirsch at Del Mar as well. So we got some really crazy good races going on. And by Saturday, we'll expect you to have an opine on a few of those, maybe?
For sure.
Okay, you got it. In any case, what are we doing today for picks, buddy?
Okay, so Saratoga basically was decimated by scratches, to be honest with you, but there's still a race that's left intact. It's the 4th race. You only have 1 late scratch in there, number 2, Freud's Fancy. And I love the number 3 horse in here, Ralph, Sail Away. This is a 3-year-old from the Anthony Dutrow barn. I like the rider switch today to Jose Ortiz. This horse has been on the turf or synthetic in all of her races with the exception of one race 2 starts back when she was in a race that was rained off the turf. So the track was good that day, and she ran a huge figure. She's listed at 4-1 on the morning line. Jose Ortiz aboard for trainer Anthony Dutrow. Number 3, Sail Away, wins today's 4th race out at Saratoga.
All right, Saratoga, 4th race, number 3, Sail Away. Jose Ortiz aboard on that one, the 3 in the 4th race. I would ask you to give us the scratches as you have them. If you... too many of them?
You don't want them, do you want them?
Too many of them?
It may take the rest of the show, but if you want them, I'll give them
All
to
right,
you.
don't give us any horses' names, just numbers, quickly. First race.
Starting in the first race,
Yeah.
scratch 1, 5, 6, 8 out of the opener. 1, 5, 6, and 8.
Go.
Second race, 1, 3, 4, 6, 8, 13, 14, 15, and 16.
Okay.
Third race, the 5.
All right.
Fourth race, the 2.
Go.
Fifth race, 1A, part of the entry, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 7, the 9.
Ooh. Okay.
Race 6, 1, 4, 6, and 8. Race 7, the 1, Bourbon Senegretti, part of the entry, the 2, the 4, the 5, the 9. 8th race, take out the 5. 9th race is clean. Oh, no, sorry. 9th race, take out the 10. The 10 is out of the 9th. 10th race, the 1, part of the entry, the 3, the 5, the 6, the 9, and the 11. And there you have it. You got a couple of 4-horse fields in there, Ralph.
Yeah, there you go. You did a good job there, Jonathan. You took less than 2 minutes to give us all of that. And I know the folks out there really appreciate late scratches, especially when it happens like at a track at Saratoga. And again, the feature, John Morrissey, scheduled for the main, stayed on the main. There's only one scratch in that race, the 10-horse Quick to Accuse, who was 30-1 on the morning line anyhow. So that stays pretty much intact for today. I want to thank you, Jonathan, for that. And we're going to get we're going to get you your Del Mar pick right now. I'm not done with you. I'm not done with you.
Throw me out again, Ralph.
No, I just wanted to thank you for the work for Saratoga.
You're welcome.
Okay, go.
Okay. Let's go to the 7th race today, 1 mile and a 16th on the turf. I love the number 4 horse in here, Hopeful. This is a 5-year-old mare from the Mark Galat barn. Go watch her replay. First start in the country. She ran super that day. She's listed at 4-1 on the morning line. I think this horse has a bright future ahead of her. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw her in stakes. I like number 4, Hopeful, to win today's 7th race out at Del Mar.
Yes, and you don't have to bother giving us the scratches there because it's beautiful there. I doubt there's any there at all. But certainly not this early. In any case, the 7th race, number 4, Hopeful, a ship and winner. The 4, Hopeful, in the 7th race today at Del Mar. You got a full sheet, Del Mar and Saratoga, and now you can say goodbye.
Goodbye, Ralph. Have a great day. Stay safe and be well. We'll talk tomorrow.
All
Thank
right,
you.
You got it. Thanks a lot, Jonathan. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Here we are in Houston, opening up our first veteran village. This beautiful building that's going to house 161 homeless veterans. Any veteran that risks their lives and they're struggling with PTSD, mental illness, addiction. We're also building what I call comfort homes, 500 square foot homes. These are for older homeless veterans, so they have their own space and give them back some of their dignity, some of their independence, and most certainly give them back their life. Go to T2T.org to learn how you can change a veteran's life forever.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book, South Point Studio.
We don't make stuff up here.
I would only play the Pirates team total going under.
What the hell happened to Minnesota's pitching? This total is really crashed without plumbing the lineup.
I think this number's too high, but they're laying me the 6.
Oh, I know.
Caitlin Clark drives handle on the WNBA.
Never mind all these Mickey Mouse other stations. We are giving you hands-on information.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this almost Friday, Thursday. We're now going out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Well, pretty nice Thursday out there here in Las Vegas, that's for sure. And, of course, we're getting ready for another great weekend of racing around the country, especially when you center on Del Mar and Saratoga as we do at this time of the year. It's really a lot of fun for horse players, that's for sure. And you have a full sheet of handicapping for Del Mar today that is available right now at the racedaylasvegas.com website. But you also have a simulcast play each day on your sheet as well. And as I see in the material that you sent us earlier, that you're going to give us 2 picks today, aren't you?
Yeah, I've been trying to sneak in a second pick. A lot of it had to do with my early picks at Del Mar, quite frankly, stunk, Ralph. So the simulcast plays have run very well. So I've been giving out 2 picks a day. Hopefully I get at least one of them to win. And one of these days I'm going to get both of them to win.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's today, Ralph.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's venture out to, we know you're going to give us a pick at Del Mar, but where are you going for the other one?
I went to a real sneaky racetrack, Delaware Park, Ralph, race number 7. This is a turf-only pick, so I haven't seen the scratches and changes to see if the weather has affected the Delaware Park or not. But it's 7.5 furlongs on their turf course. It's an allowance race, and a horse that is 8-1 in the morning line is the number 8, Magical Mondays, Ralph. This horse has won 2 races in a row, and I think one of the reasons this horse is such a generous morning line at 8-1 is that the speed figures are just a hair light behind the favorites. But I tell you what, there's nothing wrong with betting a horse that's in dead stroke and improving. Mm-hmm. You know, if you get a price, you want to catch a horse early rather than late as far as form. Let's go with the 8, Magical Mondays at 8-1, Ralph, in race 7 at Delaware.
Oh, yeah. This is a good time for us to get 2 of the plays home today, that's for sure. In the 7th race, checking the latest that's posted, Delaware Park, 7th race, is still scheduled for the turf. There are 3 late scratches. They are numbers 10, 11, and 12. So the 8 is still in there. Magical Mondays, 8-1 on the morning line. 7th race, the 8 horse there. All right. What are we doing at Del Mar?
Middle of the card, Ralph. Race 5 is 1 mile on the turf. Again, this is a turf-only pick. Rails at 24 feet. I like the number 2 horse, Kiku Ride, 12-1 in the morning line with the Juan Hernandez leading rider up. Again, this horse is dead stroke. Has run 3 really good turf races, but the speed figure is just a hair light. But this horse is in great form. Craig Lewis trains. It's a clubhouse ride, so I know this horse will want to go long.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get most of that 12-1 today, Ralph. On number 2, Kiku Ride, to rally late in race 5.
Richie, you're coming out of character a little bit. You got 2 nice long shots for us today in the 5th race. The 2 Kiku Ride in the 5th race, 12-1 on the morning line. Might get bet down though, because quite a few other handicappers kind of like that horse. But the 2 horse in the 5th race, the anchor in the early pick 5 and early pick 4. And believe it or not, you've got 2 jocks that are named Hernandez riding, both at Delaware Park, and of course Juan Hernandez riding at Del Mar. Don't forget, folks, Richie's selections for all of Del Mar today, available right now at the racedaylasvegas.com website. Richie, if there's any day we want them both to win, it is absolutely today. Thanks a lot, my man.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All right, you got it. We're going to wrap it up with John Lindo and Jerry J standing by. We didn't give you the jockey and trainer standings update at Saratoga yesterday. We'll sneak that in today, as well as the update at Del Mar with John Lindo. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
Big-time nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos, with early pick 4 pools of more than $175,000 on most nights, and a late pick 4 pool of more than $150,000 on most nights. Plus, our pick 6 pools have reached record figures in 2025, including a total pool of over $370,000 on June 15th, and record pick 6 payouts. Big-time nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All righty, back on Race Day Las Vegas. You know, John Lindo updates the jockey and trainer standings at both Saratoga and Del Mar each week as we begin another week of racing there. Now, he had it on a sheet yesterday, but we didn't get to it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the update on it because I also incorporated the winners of any of the leaders yesterday. So through yesterday at Saratoga, Irad Ortiz Jr. has 29 wins. His brother Jose has 22 wins. And Ricardo Santana Jr. has 13. This is adding whatever they won yesterday to the tally. So it's up through yesterday. As far as the trainers are concerned, same deal there. Updated them through yesterday. Todd Pletcher leads the pack by 12. He has 12 wins. Chad Brown has 11. I believe both those guys did have a winner yesterday. And so did Linda Rice, by the way. She has 10 going into today. And I didn't update the favorites, but going into Sunday, the favorites John posted as winning at 36% there at Saratoga. Now we bring in John Lindo. And John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, my man. We didn't get a chance to update those yesterday, so I wanted to do it today. So before we get started today, on your sheet today at the South Point, the Lindo Report, of course, covering all the races, the suggested late pick 4, and all the good information, including the ship and wins that are important. He also gives you the ship and wins every day at Del Mar. You also have an update on the jockey trainer standings for this week there.
Right, going into week 3 at Del Mar, Juan Hernandez now the leading rider. He had 8 wins last week. He's got 12 wins overall. Antonio Fresu is second. He's got 9. And Hector Barrios, who was out of town part of the week last week, he's in 3rd place with 7. As far as the trainers go, Ralph, Peter Miller and Mark Glatt, they're tied. They've each got 6 wins. And right behind you have Bob Baffert with 5. And Michael McCarthy also has 5. So the trainers are bunched up right now.
All right. What about those favorites?
Same percentage as Saratoga. They're hitting at 36% so far at Del Mar. That was with one real chalky day last week.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. You know, don't mind that. Don't want to get it lopsided. But, I mean, that's just a part of the course, really. We go into Del Mar today with the new edict about the CAWs and what they can do. No longer in the win pools, I guess. But they're going to be in the exotics. And, you know, now we're going to be very sensitive in watching those exotics, aren't we?
Yeah, but again, you know, they were there before, so nothing's really changed there. What we're going to watch here is when they hit 2 minutes to post going to the gate.
Yeah.
And seeing what, you know, write down the odds at that point and see what they actually go off at when the gates open. I'm not expecting a lot of major changes in the win bets, and that means I can play the win pool more often than I have so far.
Well, yeah, but not only that, John, but these guys got that, you know, that program, those analytics that they can push in at the last minute. And maybe with a cutoff of 2 minutes for the win, they have that 2-minute leverage there that they might want to put a little bit more extra money then because they can't in the win pool into the exotics. So we do have to watch that.
Oh, sure. That's fine. As long as it cycles through before the race starts and we have an idea of what we're looking at. So
that's all I care. That's all we care about. Well, I guess the Santa Monica will now be the D. Wayne Lucas Stakes.
Yeah, and that's nice to see that we didn't have to fight to get a name change on that. And Christophe Clement will have a race name for him over at Gulfstream Park, which is great because that was his winner base there. Nice to recognize some of these guys that made a lot of hay when the sun was shining and did a lot of good things in the industry.
And it's a good, the Santa Monica was a good rename, too, because D. Wayne Lucas, in his career as a trainer, won that race 6 times.
Right, including with a filly named Serena Song, who was really, really good. So, yeah, good to see that. You know, I wouldn't have been surprised if they had named a two-year-old race after D. Wayne Lucas, because that's what he was kind of known for as well.
Yes, that's for sure. They can name a lot of stakes races for D. Wayne Lucas with the success he's had in all those divisions over the years, that's for sure. Anything we should know as we begin another week at Del Mar?
Well, they had the usual renovation after training on Tuesday. It did not change the track last week going into the Thursday racing, so we haven't had any weather to speak of. It's been, low 70s all very consistently. Haven't had very much humidity at Del Mar this summer. It's been terrific. So I'm anticipating fast and firm and not a whole lot of changes, but we'll go to school on that racetrack as we get going today.
All right, you got it, my man. Don't forget, John Lindo's Lindo Report covering all the races, the suggested late pick 4, the ship and win, and all the goodie information all on one comprehensive sheet, and that's here at the South Point Racebook, free of charge, and only here in the gaming capital, complimentary to the race players, because they love race players here. John, what are we doing today? Where's the pick?
Race number 3 at Del Mar. In the third race today, number 4, Law Abiding, came off the layoff and was just getting in a sprint prep at Santa Anita on the grass. Stretches out today, drops into the 16,000 starter condition, ran second in this same race last year. This looks like it's been the goal all along. You got a rider switch to the turf specialist, Mirko DeMuro, and I just think this horse is well meant. 6-1 on the program. Number 4, Law Abiding, race number 3 at Del Mar.
All right, third race, right in the middle of that early pick 5 and early pick 4 in the third race, number 4, Law Abiding. Let's hope he abides with a nice win for us today. The 4 in the third race, John Lindo's pick. Tip of the iceberg. Get the rest, the Lindo Report right here at the South Point, free of charge, exclusively here. Hey, thanks a lot, John. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Got it, Ralph. Good luck today.
All right, you got it, my man. Now we're going to go out to Jerry Jackowitz, who's perusing his computer for a couple of winners there. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. Some more stupid ideas by people in charge of horse racing.
And what
if it's not right to let it go in the win pool of 2 minutes, how can it be right to let the money go into the exotic pool with no time?
That's common sense, Jerry, right?
Right. Once they said, this isn't the right thing, you know what it is. They like the money.
Sure. It's all based on the money, that's for sure. And I don't mind that at all. If you want to make money, just make it fair for everybody. You just got to make it fair. And
again, take care of the better.
Yeah.
And the game will turn around in your favor. But
I have always been a proponent of this business. If you answer 2 questions and yes, you'll be okay in this business. Is it good for the horse, and is it good for the horse player? If you answer those 2 questions in the positive, do it. If not, think about it. All right, Jerry, let's get to work.
Okay, let's go to the third today at Saratoga. It's kind of a silly day in the rain. They've taken everything off the turf, so we have that. Let's go to the third. We have Sassy Shenanigans, the 2-horse. Very appealing, a filly, I should say, for Stephen Schauer, first off his claim. Mm-hmm. I'd like to follow him. I'll take the 2 over the 1-3-4, reverse 1-3-4 over the 2. We're getting 4-1. I could go down to maybe 5-2 here.
All right. In that race, an important scratch, I think, is the 5-horse. That's funny. That takes Flavian Pratt out of the equation. He was aboard the 5-horse that scratched. So in that third race, you like the 2, and the link-ups are 1, 3, and 4, and reverse the 2. Sassy Shenanigans in the third race at Saratoga. And now we'll go to Del Mar, where the track conditions should be a lot better than Saratoga today.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm sorry, I don't have turn. I just have one play for you, so I'll just give you this as a win place type bet in the 6th race, or just a win bet actually. Mm-hmm. Number 9, Night with Lewis for Jeff Mullins. Sort of pops off the page for me. First time Mullins drops him way down. It's sort of a 50-50 type proposition or something like that. So if you get a 5-2, it's probably you're getting the best of it.
Okay.
So just the 9 horse in the 6th race.
Okay. The 9, Night with Lewis. The 9, Night with Lewis is your play. 7-2 on the morning line. That's your win bet. I'll give you some link ups. How about that?
Okay.
The 4, I think you ought to put in there. The 7. and the 10 and the 13. The 4, 7, 10, and 13 I'm going to use in exactas with this horse, and that's the 9 horse. But your play for official purposes is just a win bet on the 9 in the 6th race at Del Mar. I want to remind everybody, Jerry J's Power Pages for all of Del Mar and all of Saratoga available right now at jerryjspowerpage.com with all the stars and the pop-out keys and the V's and the, of course, the feature plays as well. All on
speed figures, sure.
Yeah, all that good stuff. All right, Jerry. Well, we wrap it up on this Thursday by looking ahead to the weekend of racing here during the breakfast, lunch, and dinner of Saratoga to Del Mar. And in the meantime, we only have one more thing to say, and you're going to say it.
Have a great race day, everybody.